I think the good time is right now for everyone from all over in Africa or all over in the world. We want to change ourselves and then we want to change others because you cannot change others if you are not changed yourself. As this is a SAWAREC Special African Organization for Rapid Emergency Cases in Africa, we have to talk louder. We have to tell everyone, every person from all around the world for our big purposes, our big vision to love one another for better life of all people. Yeah, I was explaining about Saureka was all about it. God created all of us in His image with love. We were created in the love of God. Now we want to experience, to show the love of God because we were created in the love of God. Yes. Oh, by introducing this, I have to tell you, most of us in Africa, most of us in the world thought about God through different denominations, churches. They teach, they're still teaching about God. But one thing which is very important for everyone is that God is the love. God, it depends upon your explanations, what you were taught, but what I can tell you honestly is that God is love. He has unconditional love for all people all over the world. We were all created in His image. Yeah. We have many common things like to be born and to die. Yeah. We have the same part of both. Yeah. As Americans are, the Africans are in general according to the love of God. Because if they had eyes, you have. If Europeans have nose, you have. Wherever you are, because God never made differences between people. It's very, very important to understand this. If you are considering your religion, it's your question, it's your problem. Because God never made any differences between His people. He loves us all because He knows. Look how we have blood. All people have blood. All people have the same things because we're created in the love of God. The most questions I was most of time asking is why most of black people are not happy, are not comfortable comparing to other groups in the world. But right now, we discovered some issue, some solutions. The reason why most of black Africans and black in general are very victims and the poor. I was one day explaining this in one language, African language. We need to apply what we're doing here in South Africa, the love, to help one another for better life of everyone, to support one another, to show the love. In our South Africa, we want to see the miracles. We want to see the real love which God was showing us, which we were creating in. We want to see it doing miracles among people, among us. So, by introducing you, this is our Reiki born in Africa, here in Africa, where most of problems are, where most of problems are based. Just it's not because of they're not Christians and Muslims. They are here, but still most of problems are here. Why? Because when we taught by the colonizers about Christian and Muslims, there may be something which we were not really applied, if we are to be honest. So our concern as South Africans is the love. To love one another, to support one another for better life of all people. Now, we saw the examples of the Americans and the Europeans in general, how they did apply their love. So they give people through what they call help, help or donations. This is one secret I have seen, we have seen in South Africa, that we have to love one another. By giving, by applying the love, kindness, showing who you are, to support a person so that he can get a better life as you are, is the key to the better life for everyone. We cannot say that we are going to be so successful if we are haters of others. We cannot say that our Africa, the continent, is going to be peaceful if we are in hatred. Never ever. Just one thing we need to apply is the love. That's why once you are a South African, you are loved, you will receive the love, making great things in your life. You're inviting every person from all around the world, all around Africa, to join South Africa because it is for free and is to show the little love so that everyone can get better life. Because here, by the love, we saw that there are many things can happen with this. Because if you have love, you cannot do something bad to your neighbor, to your friends, to others. Because you have the love. We need to apply the love. So, we cannot get better life here in our continent, in our Africa, without money. We need money. Where can you get money here if we don't have love? Look how many people, especially Africans, richest people in Africa, are going to May The investment in the other continent is that thereof. No. Security issues in Africa, poverty in Africa, Christianity in Africa, Muslims in Africa, many religions in Africa, but the poor people in Africa also. Why? Because we don't have love. So we want to apply the love so we can get better life. Yes. As a special African organization for rapid emergency cases in Africa, SAORECA, we are busy and we will be busy teaching all people and showing all people the love so that we can get the point of being so happy, comfortable in our friends Africa. That's to tell every person that we are here now as Africans, as South Africans, to do great things to change ourselves. You cannot be so independent if you don't have money. We need money. The way we can get money is here. Simple things and the strategies. The first need is to help one another, to support one another. We apply, we do so in SAORECA. Just for all SAORECANs, the SAORECANs members, we do so. We help one another. We give you money. We give money for any person once he fulfilled the requirements. Right. He get married. He bring forth a child. Yes. By any reasons he entered the hospital. Or other reasons, because there are many ways in SAORECA we support any member. So he can get money and then it means better life. Yes. So, as I was telling you before here, just right now, for Americans and the Europeans, for their secret to keep Africans poor and to keep most of Africans inferior, they give. Always they give through their own organizations, but from people, from a single person. That's why you see here, USAID here, they give. That's here you see what they call in the French PAM organization. Through donations, food, whatever they give. That's why you see Red Cross, Croix Rouge in French, they give. You will still always be wait for them to be given. We understood that even the leaders of countries in Africa, they are still always waiting for the orders from above, according to these people from Europe, America. Why? They give. Through what they are calling World Bank, through what they are calling institutions, EU, you know how they always say, we will come to support you. We can support you. So, this is a very serious issue for all South Africans. There is no matter to give. They give. We don't want to complain. We don't want to say they are wrong. No. their right to give, because it is very written and recorded in the Bible that it's better for all those people who give, who help, who support. So every person who can support you is your superior, because you will be working for him. You don't have another choice. He will give his order. He will tell you what you need to do before maybe you get his support. How can you be independent if you are still waiting for someone to give you? Never ever happen in the life. So here in our organization, SAWARECO, Special African Organization for Rapid Emergency Cases in Africa, we give. Every member is required to give once is told, once is asked. And our things is, you cannot be asked what you cannot have, because we are here to help you get successful, get better, get a better life. So once just you are asked a little things you can get, you have to give to show that you have their love. Yeah? To be clear, I have to tell you that once you are asked something to give, you can give. But anyway, if you don't have, you have to tell kindly that I don't have. So Sawaricans will show you the way you can get that, or ask it so you will help some other people. Just you give because you are asked something which can help someone, not even once or not even a single day, a single time. It can maybe or perhaps happen once in some moment. I don't know. But what we have here to tell you honestly is to see the people who want the love, who have the love, who want the love. Because what you can do for someone, you cannot do what you don't want also to be done for you. And in other words, you have to do according to what also you want to be done for you. This is Sawareka. If you want to be supported, you have to support others. But understand very well that it's not about depending on, but independently. We want everyone to be independent. Yes. There is no obligations. There is no rules. You are not going to be asked before do this and that. No. We are Africans. We know the most problems of Africa and Africans. That's why we want everyone to be so successful in his life. We want to support everyone in any problems he has as Sawaricans. Wherever you are, you can just understand very well that the love is very important for all people. We won't have better life if we don't have a love. Look how in Africa, many people are trying and were trying to do their best, but after a moment, others came or coming and destroy what had been done. I can tell you, maybe most of you understand what has happened in Rwanda. There is no love. Without love, I mean in 1984, you don't forget what is happening in Sudan. You don't forget what has happened in Central Africa here. You don't forget what is happening in the DRC Congo. You don't forget what's happening all over in Africa. Poverty. Why? We don't have the love. Once Europeans come here in Africa, and they will come if you don't want to have the love, you will still under colonization because of their donations and giving. Why do you want to be always waiting for someone to give you? Once you are able to give also, let us all together have the love as South Africans, so we can see how we can bless, we can give blessing to someone, and we can be blessed also. Once these people are give, just they get their blessing. But once we want to get blessing, we have also to give. That's true. Yeah. So this is Sawareka. This is Sawareka Special African Organization for Rapid Emergency Cases in Africa. We are going to tell you about these questions of issue because we're ready to be ready wherever it's needed to support, to help our South Africans people, our Africans people, wherever it can be happening. It's needed. We know that most of Africans are getting problems and the victims to jump the borders to the Europe when most of people are dying in Mediterranean Ocean. Others are dying in a desert trying to jump the borders into another continent, freeing their continent, motherland Africa, because of most of problems which are happening here. Now we have to tell you this. We are ready to support any other person in needed once he got any problems about borders in his motherland in Africa. I mean in Africa. This is a serious issue for every African and every South African to understand. We need to have the love. You don't have to chase an African as he is a foreigner from Europe, while Americans are free in your continent, Africa. Why do you try to chase away Africans in their motherland continent, Africa? You have to be so careful about this. You have to be so careful. It's not going to be so anymore because South Africans is going to change things here. So, the Europeans are here, Americans are here, yes, we understand. But your neighboring country, people are trying to be chased away because of your hatred. So now we have to change this mentality of saying the borders, because we understood that these borders were made by colonizers where they were sitting down there in Berlin, 1984, 1985. That's why with their unity, they try to see how they can divide Africa into small pieces. You understand, you know very well that. Now, there were no love for them in Africa. But if it were happen like that, so why we can keep being in such a situation which is against ourselves? It is not understandable how your neighbor descend from one descendant, two descendants are chased away as he is someone from somewhere far from you, while he is your neighbor. 2 meters, 5 meters, 1 kilometer, or your neighbor. This is the truth. We are now ready to do what we can do to help any person who can be taken as badly in such situation. We mean in Africa. Because Africans and Africa is one for all Africa. Look how the example of this United States of America, how people are living together from different provinces or states until another people are living together. But here in our motherland Africa, people are failing just to be friends, to be neighbors, because of the borders made by colonizers. We have to understand very well the love of God, because the love of God never made differences, never made the differences from religious, region, or ethnics. So, with love of God, we can live here in this world comfortable. We can be happy. We can get successful. We can get rich. We can be so comfortable with the love of God. We must apply the love of God. It's not easy for Africans. It's not easy for all of us here, because most of us were so colonized until they forget their power which were given to them when they were created. Every person were created with all things he needed, so he can be comfortable, he can be in good conditions. Before God created a man, this world, as it is recorded in the Bible, God created first all things which were needed for a person to be in good condition. Now, every possibilities are here around you just to be in good condition. You need to know that. No one is better more than you are. Even he's white, even he's Arab, Indian, even he's black. We are all created in the image of God. We are better here. As God created us, He knows us, He knows you, that you are His person, His action. So, we need to apply the love of God by action, doing well, love one another, help one another, support one another. So, especially in South Africa, once it's required to you do so. To register to become a member is for free, no other requirement except your acceptance. You accept, you say you accept, you are ready to join Saureka, you become a member. Yeah. For more information, I know actually with the internet, everyone can search, can understand, can see, and can maybe ask what you want by any time. So we want to be free, we want to be independent through the love of God. Yes, money is very important. You cannot be free without money. It's not happening. Because the one who gives you money is going to charge you what you can do after. So we need to be independent with money, with the love of God. Yeah, to be honest, I don't want to be who you are, and you don't want to be who I am, because you have your identification and you are created as you are, and I was created as I am. So I don't have to become you. You don't also have to become me. But we need to respect one another. You need to respect me. I need to respect you. We need to respect one another. Yes. Don't tell me your capabilities, because I have also my capabilities, my ability, and you have yours. So we need to respect one another. But here in Africa, our continent, we have to apply the love. When there is love, everyone wants another to be happy, to be comfortable, to have a better life with the love. So we need to get better life. We need to respect the law, the constitutions of the countries, if it were made for good of all people. That's why we have to hear and to understand. After that, we put in applications, in actions. Sawareka is all about love, helping one another, love one another, support one another for better life. Because we understand very well that all people were made to be good, were created to be good. So we need to give. You give a little thing to make someone happy, to experience the love. Yeah. That's why I see most of Americans always come pretending helping. Europeans are doing so, pretending helping Africans. Why are we like this, like Africans? Why we cannot give? This is the kind of stupidness. You are stupid, I am stupid if I cannot have the love to love one another. There is nothing wrong to love your friend, to love one another. There is nothing wrong. But we are so wrong because we don't love one another. We are expecting always to be given things. That's why we are always under colonization, because we want always to be given, not to give. But it's written and recorded in the Bible that when a man was created in Eden, he was given dominion over all creations, to dominate the world, to be powerful, to support, to give order, to tell people to help once it's needed. So why are we like these, like Africans, as Africans, to have such hatred for our brothers and the sisters, the same blood, from the same descendant? You don't have a shame for that? To kill others because they are not from your nationality, which were made by colonizers, because they are not from your country. You have to kill them. Is that the love? No. We have to apply the real love, to love one another. Yes. Don't stop me. I don't want to stop you. Don't stop Africans in their Africa. Please, let me tell all South Africans that no one has to be stopped wherever he is in Africa. No South African has to be stopped. No African has to be stopped in Africa wherever he is. I know sometimes immigrations of Africa, they are busy with corruption. They are busy looking their money to become riches, while others are dying with hunger, poverty in their countries and their situations. We tell you this, stop. The right time is now. Just be careful if he tells you there is a South African or is an African. Be careful. We are ready right now because we are so tired for people who don't have the love. On Sundays, you attend the churches to show that you are good Christians, Muslims, at your good time. Is that the love? To do bad things to your neighbor, to your African? No. We need to have the love. God will carry us in the love. We need to have the love. So we can have better life. We can get rich, successful in the world. Yeah, true, honest. The most problems of Africa is the hunger. Because we are hungry. We are hungry from wrong time until now. Many people in Africa are dying with hunger because there is no love. Here, I want to blame the people who have something, especially the leaders who cannot manage, who cannot teach the people the love to support, to do what is best for all people. I cannot understand how the Europe, Americans are very successful, even in China. Bad leadership in Africa. We miss the love. You are selfish. People who are selfish don't need to stay here in our Africa. They have to get in Europe. Yes, the selfish people here must go in Europe, in America, because we need now to change our Africa with love. We want to change Africa with love. By any conditions, Africans must stand up quickly. Quickly. Let me tell you something. I have analyzed and I saw, if you are called a Roman Catholic, you always go on Sundays at church. You give money. Do you know that the money you are giving is going in Europe? Do you know that? Do you know that the offering you are giving is going straight in Europe, in Rome? That's true. But the money you can spend to give someone to have a bread, you are not able. Your brother, your sister is dying with hunger, but you get money to spend in Europe through Catholic, Roman Catholic, through Anglican Church. Is that the love? You donate it through your churches and say you help it, while your friends from your country is dying with hunger. Is that the love? While God said in his Bible, in his word, you cannot have love, you cannot love God if you don't love the person you see in your face. We read the same Bible. We understand very well what was taught, but we are clearly saying that the very way to help is to help the person you see, to love the one you see with your eyes, just from your neighbor. Yes. Do you think that Africans are more wise than Europeans? Do you think that Europeans and Americans are better than Africans? I don't think so, because we were all created in the love of God in His image. But what they have, they love, they applied the word of God through the Holy Scriptures to love. They love. That's why in Sawareka, we need to apply the love, the really love. There is no matter wherever you are, who you are. No, we need to apply the really love so we can see the miracles, we can develop our Africa. We can stop quickly the wars in Africa because of love. Yeah. We want to be free. We want to be independent. And this had taken wrong time from 1980. From 1918, wrong time. Claiming independence of Africa. Is it the independence without love? No. Is it independence without money for people? No. So let's see the love of God, because the love will do great things. And I can appreciate for all those Western African countries. We understand what is happening in Burkina Faso. Thank you for those who have compassion and love for people. In Mali, thank you. You are doing so well, very well, to support people, to stop dictators, to stop the people who supposed already to go to live in France and Europe. Thank you for Niger. Thank you. Thank you very, very much to the President Ibrahim Traore, who first did his best thing to show the example of Africans how they have to show the love to the people. Yeah. Thank you for all people who are trying to show what they are able to do so African can be happy, can be independent continent, African can have better life. But I cannot finish without saying thank you very, very much to Prof. Patrice Etienne Lumumba from Kenya, because we love the way you are teaching Africans. You are showing the real love. You are doing all you are able to do for Africa. Thank you very, very much. Africans need to be free. And it's good time. Good time is right now. We need to apply the love. We need to be free in our continent. So before I can conclude, I just want to tell Africans and the Sawaricans in general that the culture is very, very important. The culture. You don't want to teach me your culture from your country while my culture I don't have. You don't want to teach me the culture from your country so that I can't forget mine. When God created a person in his neighbor, in his place, in his country, he knows the reason. So, let's all people be free in their culture. It's very important. But here in South Africa, the most important thing about cultures and languages, we respect one another. Their culture is very important. Also, let me say Swahili language is one and very important language for our South Africa. That's why everyone has to know the Swahili language, which can be spoken by any South African in our South Africa. Yes. We are busy also teaching the Swahili language for free just because we want everyone to speak it as a common language for all South Africans and for all Africans. I'm gonna say thank you so much. Let the love of God be among us. Let us be happy with our conditions of life. Let us be happy how here. Because if we were right, it's our mistake. If also we can change, is our better, is our good things. Yes. So thank you so much. Respect one another in his belief, in his churches and the congregations. There is no problem. But the more of that, love one another. So you can join us on our social media like Facebook also by searching and looking for Saureka, Saorecea, Saureka. Otherwise, you can visit us anytime you want on different social medias. Just for more information, or call or one of our mobile phones. Yes, there is no matter +27 845 769 365. Thank you so much. All the best to you. Love one another. Don't stop African in their Africa. Thank you. All the best to you.